Along, I had known myself to be an accountant in the future. Hello, my lovies. Welcome to my channel. My name is Connie, aka Coco. Guys, thank you for those who have subscribed. Please subscribe, follow, and like. Guys, help this girl grow. Help me grow. On today's topic, I'll be talking about my journey into law. My journey into law. What led me into law, what interested me in law, all those. We will be unpacking. So stay tuned. Now, guys, firstly, I'm going to start with my high school background. Excuse me about that. I'm going to start with my high school background. I went to an English and Afrikaans high school in El Dorado Park. The subjects, let's just be honest. I matriculated in the year 2000. And in the year 2000, when I matriculated, we didn't have those career counseling. It was not those type of schools where you would have such exposure to career counseling and know which subjects to take. The subjects that I did was English, Afrikaans, maths in standard grade. Then we did standard grade and higher grade. So I was doing maths in standard grade, accounting, business economics, and biology. Can you hear how odd those languages are? Can you hear how odd that combination is? Commerce and biology. I think now it's called life science. So I was doing those subjects. I was very good in accounting. All along, I had known myself to be an accountant in the future. I did not think I would be an attorney, except when I'm at home and then my granny or my family or my cousins or my mother would be saying, "Hey, Wena, you are going to be a lawyer, Wena. The way you reason too much. Stop reasoning so much. You reason too much. You're going to be an attorney." That's what I used to get, but that's not what I had planned. Or I just thought I'm good in accounting. What I'm going to be is an accountant. So I matriculated in the year 2000. When I matriculated in the year 2000, guys, we were not exposed to knowing when to apply for these things earlier, like your bursaries, NSFAS. I'm not even sure that there was NSFAS in the year 2000, 2001. I am absolutely not sure. And we did not have those career expo where you would find people coming to make presentation, to tell you about bursaries, funding, and all those kind of things. So, like I said, my mom was not well off. I do not come from a well-off family. And my mom did not have a matric, so it was a first with me to have a matric. I did not have money to study further. However, my aunt then said, "You cannot just sit at home, do something, computer courses, something." There was a college for business and maritime studies at Braamfontein. And then it was linked to some college in the United Kingdom, the Institution for Commercial Management. So I registered with the College for Business and Maritime Studies. I was doing international trade and transport. It was like single subject diplomas, what I did. What my modules were international trade, business management, international communication, your import and your exports. We learned about quotas. It was interesting. I had snippet parts of the law in that because I had introduction of maritime law. However, that did not tickle my fancy into law. I was studying that because I did not have money to pursue what I wanted. Had I had done my research, I would have done bookkeeping, payroll, anything that had to do with accounting. But I did that. I guess that was fate. Then that was in 2001 when I enrolled, and then in 2002 I was done. 2003 I registered with a recruitment agency, which was Reno Personnel. Reno Personnel Then I was doing Girl Fridays, like relieving those people that are not at work on Friday or they're on maternity leave, and it so happened that there was a big company, one of the big fives, and then one of their receptionists was going on maternity leave. So I was there to stay in that position for a period of 4 months. I stayed in that position for a period of 4 months, and I was good at my job. When I do something, I do it fully, wholeheartedly. So I was very good at my job. So then I did the work for that period of 4 months. The lady came back. I was at home again, unemployed. Then I was then later called to come assist with switchboard, because in switchboard the lady was also taking leave. Because when I was at reception, when I had time, I would go and sit with the switchboard ladies and learn the lines, the extension. So I was pretty good. I was always curious to learn more. I forgot to mention that now at that law firm, that is when I liked law. And it's not like I liked law, I knew what they were doing. I just liked how they were wearing the suits, dragging their suitcases, looking all posh with ties and shirt, and the ladies with the white shirt, white collars, neatly pressed, And at that time, there was this series, The Suit, and also The Practice. So those things were the things that will make you think, oh yeah, law. So I did the switchboard work, and then after the switchboard work ended, I was then unemployed again. There was then an opening in the conveyancing department in that very same company, the Big Five. It was in Sandton. So when there was an opening, I was then contacted and asked to come back to be a legal secretary assistant. That entailed me doing filing, getting files, arranging appointments, organizing the boardroom, all those things for the legal secretary in the conveyancing department. That was in 2004. Later, 2005, the lady then got a new job and then she resigned. The lady that I was an assistant to in the conveyancing department. I was then offered a temporary position as a legal secretary working in the FNB bonds department, the cancellation department. I then became a temporary legal secretary at that firm. However, I was temp. I fell pregnant. When I fell pregnant, I fell pregnant with the twins in 2005. I gave birth in March 2006. Believe you me, I believe that I do not have employment. These people will not take me back because I was a temp work. But however, I was called back and I was offered a permanent position. That was in 2006. I worked in that law firm. It taught me a lot. I learned a lot from that law firm, discipline and everything that comes with a private sector. I learned everything that comes with the private sector. So in 2008, around November, I resigned. That was during the time of recession where companies are not doing good instruction, and also the environment for me was no longer giving. I was not a good fit anymore with the said company. I then resigned. I stayed unemployed for the period of 2009. In the month of February 2009, my friend says, "Babes, you speak perfect Pedi. Do you think you can interpret Pedi in a law court? In a criminal court?" I was like, "Yeah, I can. If I know what is expected of me, I can." Okay. Then on a Monday, she took me to the office. They were desperately needing a casual interpreter. So they took me on as a casual interpreter because I had not received formal training, and also I would then have to go through the normal process of applying for employment. I was then a casual interpreter interpreting Sepedi. They then noticed that I'm also good in Zulu. I grew up in Soweto, guys. There is just no way. I grew up in Soweto. Ke bolela Sepedi sa Makgonthe. Futhi ngiyakhuluma iZulu makudingakala ukuthi ngikhulume isiZulu. So I was fluent in both Zulu and Sepedi. I interpreted in both those languages. Then my lovies, you know, the God that, guys, Ntodi connection. Okay, I won't say it doesn't work, but you know, sometimes faith puts you where you need to be. Faith puts you where you need to be, and trusting in the Lord. I was applying, you know, they were advertising. I was applying. I was not even being shortlisted, nothing. In 2010, I applied sometime in January, and I even forgot about it. They called us for interviews in March. From there, it was crickets, nothing. Then, on the 1st of June 2010, I received a call from the regional office in Johannesburg for the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development to come and sign my letter of appointment. Guys, yay! Remember, I have twins now, and I have my last born now. I have 3 kids. I have my husband. So this came at the right time when we need that financial assistance and stability. Being a casual, it wasn't stable because sometimes I'm called, sometimes I'm not called. Sometimes I have cases, sometimes I do not have cases. Then I worked full-time in court. However, I was based at Johannesburg Magistrate Court, but I was going to different courts like New Law Court in PE, you know. I was traveling different places where they would need a Sepedi interpreter. I even in 2017 or 2016, if I'm not mistaken, I even had the opportunity with other interpreters to go to Parliament and to see how those interpreters in Parliament do, because it's actually different from interpreting in court. With the ones in Parliament, you interpret, you talk as the person is talking. So I went there to observe to see how that is done. It was nice. Then before that, I then was interpreting. I was permanent 2010, 2011, and this magistrates, 2 magistrates that I worked with, kept saying, no, you're good. You really have passion for law. Study law, register. I was like, how? They say, go to UNISA, do something. Don't sit. You don't want to be those people that are interpreters forever and everybody passes by and says, they started here, they're now judges, and you are remaining at the same place. Those people motivated me. I then decided to register with UNISA in 2013. However, I was not taken in 2013 because it was full and I had applied late. I was then taken in 2014, guys. When I was taken in 2014 at UNISA, guys, excuse me. Oh, it's a lot. When I was admitted at UNISA to study with them for Bachelor of Laws, I was scared. This was 2014. My twins were 8 years. I was 32 years at that time. My whole household was busy. The kids are reaching an impressionable age where my presence is needed. I'm working and I want to study. Then I decided, let me study by taking 2 modules to see if I can cope. My love is studying with UNISA as snip up and flex. Except. Studying with UNISA is difficult because it requires a lot from a person. You need to have the time. You need to be disciplined to have the time to study. I'm having a household full of kids, 3 kids. I have my husband, I have myself, I have work. On top of all those things, I have work. It's work, preparing for supper, helping with homeworks, and you know, it was just a lot. So I said, let me start with 2 modules to see how it would go with 2 modules. I started with 2 modules. I do not remember which modules were FLS 1501, 1502, because you would have introduction modules and then modules that would go in depth on that topic. I did 2 modules. I passed the 2 modules the first semester. The second semester, I was like, let me do 3 modules. I did 3 modules the second semester. I passed the 3 modules. Also, guys, okay, I'm gonna tell you about this later while we're proceeding. Then I went to 2015. I was like, and I'm looking at these modules. It's like 40 or 42 modules. I'm thinking, my gosh, my word, if I am busy taking these modules 2, when am I going to reach 40 or 42? By the time I reach that, I finish that, I'll be old and gray if I keep taking 2. Then I decided to take 3 modules. I passed the 3 modules. Then I decided, as the years were going, I decided, let me take 5. I took 5. Then I was like passing 3 or passing 4 or failing 1, you know, so on and so on. But I kept going. But guys, also at that time, I was not exposed to a lot. I was studying, but I did not know the pathway to achieving what I want to achieve. By that, I mean that I knew that I was doing a Bachelor of Laws, but I did not know what to come after Bachelor of Laws. I did not know that there's still more work, more than the work I did while I was doing the degree. Reason being, we do not research. We do not use career counselors. We do not inquire. We do not get involved with other students and find out from those students who were there previously how they are doing. Like, there is no proper support system, especially in the legal fraternity. It's like everybody minds their own business, and people feel like if they ask questions, you're stupid or something. I felt like that. I, for one, felt like I'm studying law, you know, but I knew nothing. Yes, I was passing the modules. Also, I had that mindset that I'm busy, I have kids, I'm cooking supper. As long as I can pass as long as I can, you know, even when I got into an exam, I would say, as long as I can get a 60 or a 55. That was my motto, which was very wrong, which will come later in the do's and the don'ts. I was like, if I can get a 55, a 60, it's a pass. That will not be on my degree. And I would ask, does a degree come with like you got how much you got? And they would say, no, your degree will have your name and bachelor and says when it was given to you. I was like, okay, so I have a degree. Nobody would want my results, so I'm good to go. I studied, I kept at that, I studied. Then in 2018, I then decided that this is taking forever. And my husband also, he was very supportive. He was saying, Connie, this is taking forever. You want to finish and now you are in love with this. Resign and take those modules that you are left with full time so that you can finish. Because I had set myself a record time to say that I want to be done by the age of 40. I want to be done with this whole thing by the age of 40. Mind you, I started at the age of 32. So it means 8 years all I've been doing this. And you know, when you're doing it part-time, they give you 10 years to complete. But however, I did not want to be taking 2, 3 because there are people that I found studying and they were not finishing. So in 2018, I decided let me resign, and then I take the modules that I'm left with. I take 5 so that I can complete. True to the fact, I did that. I resigned and I studied full-time. I became a housewife studying full-time. It was very strenuous on our family financial. However, we make it work. And my husband was there all the time. Not only my husband, I had a good support system. My little sister would babysit, would take kids on weekends. My mother would also help. My husband would prepare kids for me to sleep so that at night I can wake up and study. That's the support system that I have, and that is what you need, especially when you are you start studying at my age with those responsibilities. Guys, I was looking forward. Remember, at College for Maritime and Business Studies, I did not graduate. I did not wear the gown and the hats because it was a college. They gave us our certificates. Actually, they were emailed from the UK. They were couriered from the UK. I didn't have the experience of graduating, and with UNISA, I was looking forward to graduating and making my family proud, because I would have been the first, because I'm the only child, and my mom did not have a degree, did not have a matric, So I finished my studies. In 2019, I finished, and the graduation was supposed to be in April, if I'm not mistaken, April 14, 2020. Then what happened in 2020? COVID hit. No graduation. And we were the first group, and at that time, they were still trying to work out this thing of online graduation and. Guys, I did not graduate. I did not wear my gown or my hat. My degree was couriered to me. I signed for it and I had my degree at home. It was not conferred to me in an official ceremony. How sad is that? Not only that, because I did not have the information during the time when I was doing the degree, I did not, or during the last 2 years, 2018, 2019, I did not look for vocational work so that I would not struggle to get articles, because I didn't know. All that I thought I get my degree, I write board exams. I knew there was board exams, but I did not know the process because I did not do my research. I did not know the process of getting to write your board exams, and I did not know the process that I had to put myself out there while I was studying so that it would be easy to acquire articles once I graduate. I did not do all that. Guys, 2020, I got my degree somewhere end of April. It was lockdown, hard lockdown. People were working from home. However, courts were operational and busy because I still had friends at court that I would communicate with for violations of COVID-19 regulations and all that. So at court, they would appear, but the regulations were strict. Excuse me. So, 2020, I did not get articles. I was emailing. I was doing door-to-doors, which was pointless because some of the law firms, they were closed. People were working from home. 2021, same story. And the lockdown, it was relaxed. However, same story, struggling to get articles. And that is when I learned about Leaply. However, that is also when I learned about the importance of getting good marks. I was capable of getting good marks. I should have cut certain things and concentrated more to get good marks, because you get your it's like your statement, like a statement of symbols. You get that which has all your modules and which has all your transcript, which has all your marks. And places like Leaply, where you have the big 5 companies who uses that to employ or to place, and you find out that those places like Leaply, big companies, advertise for clerkship 2 years prior, meaning that I should have applied while I was still studying, and I should have applied with good marks, because the market is competitive. The market is competitive. Imagine me coming with an average of 55 and somebody comes with an average of 80 or 75. Who would they take? Who would they take? They would take the one with an average of 75, 85. And also, age is not on my side. It's a struggle out there. And I'm over the age of 35. And when you are over the age of 35, most internships would say between the ages of 18 and 35. And once you're above 35, you are automatically disqualified from applying. Those are the challenges we face as law students, especially the older generation. So in 2002, by God's grace, there was a lady that knew me when she started her law firm some 10 years ago, when I was starting to work at the Department of Justice, knew me. And I was referred by someone that, go speak to this lady. She has been asking around for a candidate attorney. I went to the lady and she was like, how come you being good, the criminal side of things, you've been exposed to civil, you've interpreted in civil in rough cases. So also, guys, before approaching the lady, other law firms were rejecting me because I was overqualified. The experience I had acquired at the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, the training that I had received from Justice College. Remember, once I was permanent, Justice College would then send me to Department of Justice and Constitutional Development would send me to Justice College to learn more about interpreting legal terminology, Latin, how to interpret a post-mortem report, how to interpret forensic report. So I was experienced. I was good at my work. Not forgetting the experience that I got from that firm when I was at Switchboard, when I was a receptionist, when I was now a legal secretary in the conveyancing department. That combined with my experience at the Department of Justice, potential employers for a candidate attorney would say, you're overqualified, we can't afford you. You're overqualified, we can't afford you. And between myself and somebody who was coming out from university, they would always take that person. They would take that person. So now, fast forward, in 2021, late 2021, this lady I spoke to, I gave her my CV. She told me that I am overqualified, and according to the scale and how she would like to pay, someone according to their worth. She cannot afford to. She cannot afford to because she is just coming back from recession. Things were a bit slow. The company was not doing well. And I said to her, the little that you can give me, even if it's for transport and, other expenses, that little I would accept, provided you take me into your firm. Please do not look at my experience because I'm here also to learn other parts of the law. Sure enough, she took me in. I started my articles with her. I was then exposed to criminal work, and I first had to start with the office because there is a process of you registering your articles with the Legal Practice Council, where they would then issue you with the right of appearance to be able to go to courts. However, the courts that you are allowed to go to are the lower courts, and regional court you will only go after you have completed 1 year in the lower courts. So I had to wait. So I did not start officially my articles with her in 2021. I started officially with her in 2022 when I received my rights of appearance, and then I was able to go to courts. Guys, that process, it's just too much. The process of getting to write your board exams. She and myself decided that I should do PLT, practical legal training. I should register for that. There is the compulsory one, which is like 6 weeks, and there is the one that you can do to shorten your time, which is the 6 months. However, I decided that I wanted to do the 6 months one because it was more intensive, and there was also there was also trial advocacy given by the Legal Education Center for BLA within that 6 months period. So I decided to register for law school to be able to prepare for my board exams. Now, I was doing law school from 6 up until 10. I was going to work. I had to learn to prioritize. I had to give up things. I had to be disciplined. I had to rely on my family to assist me and support me in order to see myself finalizing this route. Because what we do not know is that after you get your bachelor's law degree, then that is when the work starts. Because doors open mostly to those who have right of admission, those who have written their board exams. Doors are easily open to those people. The law is very broad, and it's very broad. However, it's advisable for you to go through all the process, get the admission, then venture into whatever law you want to go to. That is what I would advise people to do. Guys, stay tuned for my part 2 of this video, because in my part 2, I'll be talking about the do's and don'ts at university. I will also be talking about the 4 papers that you write at law school, which some I failed, and we'll take it there. Thank you, lovies, for being with me. Please follow, subscribe, like guys, right this way with me, grow with me. Let's journey on. So I will then drop my part 2. Follow.